Hi students, we are now beginning our Francis Scott Key Garden Project task, and we will be using our understanding of scale factor to create a scale drawing for this project. Now GRASP stands for goal, role, audience, situation, performance, and criteria for success. And you will find all these things spelled out for you on the next page. What you will need to complete the task are a ruler for certain, the tasks, also very necessary, and a calculator would be very useful. So as I mentioned, this is a GRASP task. So the goal is to redesign Francis Scott Key Middle's garden patio and create an accurate scale drawing to represent to Mr. Coleman, who is the principal. Your role is that of a local landscape designer that specializes in small garden spaces, the ones like we have at our school. The audience is Mr. Coleman, who is the principal, but also the students at Key who will use this space. And so the situation is that you need to convince Mr. Coleman to accept your landscape design proposal for renovating the outside patio garden. Now, I know if I were in his position, one of the ways that I would be convinced is that it is accurate, it is neat, and it is colorful. So those might be things that you want to add now. Accurate, neat, and colorful. All right, and we're going to get more to that when we get to the criteria for success. So let me pull this over, and I'll just take that up here. All right, so, well, the product is going to be the task itself. So you need to create an accurate scale drawing, which is the main part. And your standards for success is to use the provided plan to find the scale factor first, and I'll show you what I mean by that. Design a garden that includes the 4 features, which is also listed. You need to model the scale factor with a graph, equation, and equivalent ratio or double number line, and then answer the attached questions. Now, one upgrade from last time we did a project like this is that when it says answer the questions, I am looking for multiplicative relationships. I'm not just looking for just anything you notice. It's very particular to the problem itself. All right, so now this you have, and you probably could read for yourself, I probably would encourage you to because there's a lot of text here. But it includes the 1, 2, 3, 4 things you need to include. Notice, I would probably use cubes here. Oops, there we go. Cubes to really understand what you need to do here, because this is the detail of the picture itself. You need a shed, you need a patio, okay, a vegetable garden, a flower bed, and path. So these are the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 elements that need to be in your drawing, and they need to be drawn to scale. So what does that mean? So I'm going to get now to this part here. This is where you are going to need a ruler. Okay, very important. This does not work without a ruler. So this piece of paper and the paper that you have is sort of, I don't know exactly how it works, but it's sort of measured to scale. Okay, so you're going to get a ruler, and then you're going to measure what this 10 meters is. So for every centimeter, how many meters would that be? Okay, for every centimeters, how many meters? You're going to create your rate, whatever your rate is, and then from that find your unit rate or scale factor. Scale factor. Okay, so this is where you will use this 10 meters. You put your ruler up here and then go ahead and measure that. That is key. Because when I go back to this part here, I know that the shed has to be 2 meters wide by 3.25 meters long and 2.8 meters tall. So if I know that's the measurement, I need the scale factor in order to make sure it is drawn to scale. Okay, your ruler is also going to be used not only for measuring this, but for measuring everything you place inside of this space, right? Everything that's placed inside of this space needs to be drawn to scale using your scale factor. All right, so once you have completed the actual design, you're going to now come to this important step because you will be creating a graph of the relationship. You will, of course, write whatever your scale is in this particular box. I have a tendency to do a double number line, but you could also do a tape diagram or a equivalent ratio if that's what you want to do. This is where you'll put your equation, okay? And then a written explanation of the scale. And by written explanation of the scale, I'm really asking you to sort of say, for this, for how many of this, you get how many of that, okay? And it says choose one item. So if you're sort of struggling on what to do, go ahead and just sort of focus on the shed. How do you go from the I guess the scale drawing to the actual, or from the actual to the scale drawing? All right. I do want you to show your work. Important as always. And then last but not least, you will have these questions. So these are really important questions. Some of it is based on the classwork that we have already done. In fact, the relationship between the area and the scale factor, hint, hint, we did a lesson on that just the other day. All right, so read these questions again for yourself. If you have, this is tomorrow when you work on this, or the next day when you work on this. It will not be your only day, so I do want you to see what you know and how you can apply this. And if you have questions, definitely contact me through Remind, or you can send me an email. Okay, thanks a lot and good luck.